Well, hey guys, good morning. It is Brent Abel here, webtennis.com. Another episode of 7 around 7. Yeah, we're scheduled for 7:15 this morning, but around a little bit late. Here we are, 7:19. Hey, another beautiful day out here in the California desert. Southern California, Rancho Mirage, the Mission Hills Country Club. And continuing this weekend is the Wilson World Tennis Classic over at Shadow Mountain Resort in Palm Desert. Can be some great matches today, guys. So if you're in the desert, California desert, and you're looking to watch some good age group tennis, starting as young as the 35s, get on over to the Shadow Mountain Resort. It's open all day, no fee. Come on in, enjoy the tennis. I'm playing a match over there at 12:30 today. So if you're in the neighborhood, come on by and say hi. Would love to meet you. Guys, today what we're going to talk about is technique. And what I want you to be thinking about with technique is, how do we go from concept to habit building to automation, right? And that's really kind of the 3-step process for taking technique on whatever it is that you're working on, and taking the concept of that technique. And to me, it's about fundamentals, right? It's about finding someone who, for example, today, I want to talk about the return to serve. And let's actually kind of drill down a little bit on the return and talk about the doubles return to serve. And I want you to be thinking about, what are two concepts? What are two fundamentals? What are two elements of technique of the return to serve? Could be a forehand, could be a backhand. But what are the two things for you? I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you in the comments area. Or if you want to direct message me at Facebook, you can do that as well. Or you can shoot me an email, brent@webtennis.com. But what I'd like to hear from you is what you think in your own world in terms of returning serve and doubles, of two things that absolutely have to happen every time to be able to be successful with your return. And so really that kind of gets back to number one, which is concept. What are two things, right? And there may just be one thing for you, but let's just pick out two. Don't give me a laundry list, because that's what kind of causes inaction and kind of overthinking. Let's go with two things. And again, let me know down below in the description area what those two things are for you. Or you can do it at YouTube. Of course, you can do it at YouTube. You can direct message me or shoot me an email. But I really want to hear from you. So, concept, what are two things you think need to happen for you to be successful with your doubles return to serve? And then secondly, what are you doing to build the habit of those two things, right? I mean, there's got to be, it's one thing to understand the concept and understand the fundamentals, and you may have them just perfect. But if you don't go through the habit building stage, which is most players underestimate how long that's going to take for it to become the third part, which is automation, right? To where you don't have to think about it anymore. All you have to do is see the incoming serve and decide, I'm going to hit this forehand, or I'm going to hit this backhand over there, right? Or I'm going to lob, or I'm going to go up the line, or I'm going cross court, or I'm going to chip and charge, whatever it is. But, until you go, the only way to go from concept to automation is that second part, which is the habit building stage. So want to hear from you. What are the two things on your doubles return to serve that have to happen when you're successful? And then what are you doing? What are you doing almost on a daily basis? Once a week, if you're only going out there once a week to kind of take those two fundamentals, those two concepts, and try to work on them, I don't think that's enough for it to eventually be automated, right? So what's your habit building schedule for those two concepts? And have you arrived yet at the automation phase? And if you haven't, that's fine. It just means that you haven't really zeroed in on one. And then number two, right? Concept to habit building, and eventually just sticking with the habit building. That's a long process. And if you've read the great book by George Leonard titled Mastery, you're going to discover that the habit building stage is not a gradual straight line up on the improvement, let's call it automation chart. A lot of, I used to call it improvement chart, but all that we're trying to do is just automate these two things over the course of time. And too often that chart, since it's not gradual up, which would make it tangible, it's kind of all over the map, right? There's some peaks, there's some valleys, there's some flat line in there where you think you're just stuck, and you got to keep working. You got to keep working on that, or during that habit building stage, for it eventually to become automated. So down below in the comments area, let me know what's on your mind. I might have said, let me know in the description area. And if I said that earlier, my apologies. No, in the comments area, right? Facebook or YouTube. Let me know. Guys, that's it for me today. Short and sweet. I'm looking for your feedback. And that's it. So look, time to get out there today. Help someone else have a spectacular day. And as always, guys, I will see you next time.